Say what you want to say. Y'all already know, man. It's Muhammad Speaks back up in the YouTube streets, man. I was just sitting back, man. I was just sitting back thinking, man. I was like, damn, you went through some crazy stuff in prison, man. And I started thinking about the riots, right? I was thinking about the riots. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, damn. Now I'm looking like, man, that was crazy. That was crazy work. But then it was like it was normal. You know what I'm saying? So today, man, we're gonna talk about the prison riots. We're gonna talk about the race riots. Oh man, they're the worst. Yo, if you're in there, man, smash the like button, man. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Don't cost you nothing. It do me something, man. All right, hit the hype. Yo, jump up in them comments, man. And get subscribed up, man. You ain't subscribed, get subscribed up, turn your bell on too. Hey, so I was sitting there thinking, I was thinking about, man, the race rides, right? So you got but you got different type of rides, right? So you got like people will ride with the laws, right? I really can't speak on that because the only thing we had where I was at on Ferguson with the laws was like a mini ride. It was just like a couple of people. You know what I'm saying? But just know when it's all said and done, you're gonna get done up. Cause they're gonna do you up. When they get you behind the walls, behind them doors, them big metal doors, when they put you in SEG, yeah, they're gonna do you up. And then so you got your black on black. I can't speak on the Houston Dallas thing because that was before my time. I was the gangbanger shit. Uh, so you have your Crip and Blood rides, right? And y'all gotta work with me because like I'm just going back through my mind. I'm just thinking it and just so y'all gotta work with me now. So you got your Crip and Blood rides, right? Which is really they are spontaneous rides. So they're not like very dangerous, right? And you don't have many people on the pod. So like you might have 12, 13 Crips, 7, 8 Bloods on any given pod, except high security. When you go to high security, then yeah. Medium custody, closed custody, yeah, they're everywhere. But it's usually just be fighting, right? We don't be trying to 187 each other. It's just usually just fighting, and it's spontaneous and just fight, then the law's coming just over with, right? The other one is with the white. So you got to understand when you on. I only did disciplinary units. I did 2 on Beto, probably like a year and a half. Yeah, I did a year and a half on Beto, and then they sent me to Ferguson because I got caught with a gang. Just think about that. I got shipped over there off a disciplinary unit. I got shipped off a disciplinary unit for having a gang-related kite. Supposedly, they said it was a hit on it. But anyway, that was another story. So I got popped with the kite, right? So they sent me to Ferguson. When I hit Ferguson, I know I was in prison, even though I just came off Beto, a disciplinary unit. A disciplinary unit, what we call gladiator units, Beto. We're talking about 95, 96. 95, 96, 97. I left in 97 and went to Ferguson in 97. So when I hit Ferguson, I already know. I'm like, damn, I'm in prison for real. That's how Ferguson is. You come off a gladiator unit, a disciplinary farm, and get to this farm and say, damn, I'm in prison for real. That's how that is. So the whites on disciplinary units, you don't see many. I give them I give them maybe 5%, 10 tops. So they don't go, disciplinary units is for blacks and Mexicans. Let's just get that understood. For whites, usually for white people to end up over there, they piss somebody off for classification. They don't send white dudes there like that. Them be the mess ups. That's how you end up, especially on Ferguson. So my point is, there's not many whites. So whenever we get into it with the whites or whatever, for whatever reason, it's really quick, it's spontaneous, and I'm not taking nothing away from white people, because they just didn't have the numbers on a disciplinary unit. I can't speak for another unit, but on disciplinary unit, on Ferguson, Beto, I mean, you don't have the numbers. You can't win, right? Only thing you can do is go out on your shield. That's it. That's it. You don't have the numbers. So them usually be quick and spontaneous. It don't usually involve too many people, because you got too many blacks and you might have 8, 9 whites on any given wing. You see what I'm saying? So them are not really dangerous either, and they spontaneous, they quick. You know, it's all with. Now Mexicans, that's a different story. That's the race ride I'm talking about. So Mexicans, even when they doing Mexican on Mexican, right, they always gonna have that poker. That's just straight up. They always gonna have it. You gotta understand that part, right? So, man, hold on, cause I reliving that shit. Hey, man, it's crazy work, man. I would never ever want to go through that ever again. So, when you having a race ride with the Mexicans, right? All the Mexicans is gang. They all gonna be in the gang. And I'm just gonna tell you a fact. All the blacks are not in the gang. They're not in the gang. I done been in rides where you see brothers running up the bars, cause they don't want no parts. I done seen them climbing up the windows because they don't want no part of it. But we far outnumber the Mexicans. I ain't gonna say far outnumber them, but we outnumber them by a nice minute. But the problem is, we all not gonna fight. All the Mexicans is gonna fight. All of them. All of them. So, especially when it's planned, or when, because they sneak you, but we'll sneak you too. You see what I'm saying? But when they sneak you, they got them bangers, right? So you go in a day room and you can sense it. You can sense when something is off, right? You come to the day room, shit, something off. Like, what's up? Man, got into it with the Mexicans, they tripping, whatnot. You ain't got no banger, you ain't got no nothing, you ain't got a can good with you. Nothing. Like, but hey, you gotta G up, right? I remember the first time, boy, my heart was pumping so fast. But once it hit, boom, it's all adrenaline, right? But your next one though, you that first one though, because you don't know what to expect, it's crazy. So when you're in a ride with the Mexicans, it's like this, especially if it's a planned out. Like, we all know it's about to go down. So when you have them, we all know it's about to go down. We're all armed to the teeth with whatever we choose to have, especially back when we had canned goods, refried beans. We had the metal locks, like blunging. You know what I'm saying? Blunging you, right? And we got some pokers, but they got like predominantly pokers. They got like a grip of them, a grip of pokers. So, and you standing off, right? Y'all looking, y'all know. Everybody just waiting for the law to move. We just waiting for that law to move and that law to move. When that law move and that law move, it's going out. So you just sitting there, boy, and you just thinking, you just like, because you're in a cage. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. You in a cage, right? And everybody in here gonna get a riot case. Everybody in the day room. So you might as well fight. But you in this cage and you know, like, damn, you see them, right? You know, they got it took. So you already know what you're up against. You look and you like, damn. But you got, you know what you do. But the thought of it, like, this is not the streets. This is not, oh, I pull out a banger and just start banging away, and then it's not that. It's not that. We might get away or shot the car. What? It's not that. It's not that. You're in a cage, and you finna do hand-to-hand combat with crude-made weapons. That's what you finna do. And you cannot get away. There's nowhere to go. There's no jumping in the car, burning off. There's no taking off, running down the street. There's no ducking around the car. There's no none of that. You can't go nowhere. You got to get it in if you want to survive. So once the law go where they go, it's like, I don't know if any of y'all ever seen Braveheart. Y'all smash that like button, man. Y'all jump up in them comments, man. Hey, get subscribed up, man. Hey. I don't know if you ever seen Braveheart or the old war movies, right? Ain't no guns. They just got all these crew-made weapons and axes and whatever you could come up with, right? And then they just run and they just clash. And you sit at home and watch that and be like, oh, them mother, boy, they crazy. I couldn't be doing that. That's what we doing. That's what that is. When the law move, boom, it's just a we clashing. And it's just going now. And it probably lasts 30 seconds to maybe a minute. Might get a minute and a half. Before the laws come and they start spraying the gas, and you keep on fighting because you still have to fight till you collapse, right? So a lot of people that take their shirt and wrap it over their head, you got to keep going. You got to fight through that, because when they telling you to lay it down, they shooting the gas and they spraying the fogger and they telling you to lay it down, you lay it down. The Mexicans gonna walk up on you and poke you. You don't lay it down. Only time you lay it down is when you collapse or when all the laws get on there and then they bum rush y'all and shut it down. And that shit feel like an hour. Because everything going so quick. And you got the one in front of you, the one on the side of you, you trying to watch everybody, trying to handle business. You might look over here. Damn, homie over there getting dogged out by 2 SAs, getting poked, but you can't get over there to help him because you got to watch him and you got to do what you're doing right here until you can neutralize this threat, or because if you try to go help him, you're going to get poked. So you just like, damn, see homie get poked. But look, I ain't got time to, because you trying not to get poked or hit over the head with a can or a lock, right? The last thing you want to do is go down. That is the last thing you want to do is go down. And man, that is like some real gladiator stuff. And then we didn't give a damn about it. That was crazy. So when I think back on it now and I think about that, you know, like we didn't give a damn. Like, shit, it's whatever. Boom. Hey, actually, they're going to lock us down. And we talking about, hey, if they call out roll and, hey, y'all catch SA, look, we mopping. The essays the same way. Like, that's how it just go down. That just, damn, like lost for words thinking about like, going through that, man. But I'm gonna tell you something even worse than that, man. I'm gonna tell you something even worse than that. What's worse than that is when you get into it with your celly, right? So you get into it with your celly. That's why you're supposed to always have somebody that you're compatible with, right? Always. Now, I didn't give a damn. I was a gangster. I done seen this so many times. So when you get into it with your celly, right? This is actually probably the most dangerous time, unless you the eventual winner. But this is like one of the most dangerous times in your life. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and the reason why I would say that is because this is hand-to-hand combat. That's what I'm saying. So these cells is all metal, right? Metal toilet, metal sinks, metal bunks. So you can fall, hit your metal bars, fall, hit your head, whatever the situation may be. But that's not what I'm talking about. So depending on who your celly is, you don't want to lose, period. But you definitely don't want to lose a certain type of cellies. So you might have a celly that's like, you know, hey, it's a misunderstanding up in here. Let's scrap. We scrap. And then, you know, all right, we got to understand it, right? Then you got cellies that's straight hogs. So you get into one of your cellies that's straight hog, right? You can't quit. There's no, hey, you good? And he's a straight hog, right? If he started to get the best of you, and you say, hey, look, man, all right, I'm good. Y'all finna go for another man, I'm good. You good? What you talking about? Nah, we need to get some more. Nah, I'm good, man. That shit over with. Nah, nigga, it ain't over with. You need to come on. You gonna fight a what? If you don't get up off that bunk, I'm finna slap your ass. You gonna fight a what? Man, I'm telling you, man, you know I'm done. Whop! Like that. Come on, let's get that. Let's get that. And you like, man, you true. I'm Doja, I'm done. You done? All right, let me get the key to that locker. Let me get the key to that locker. Oh, that's the homeboy Blue Hands calling right there, man. Hold on, Hands. I'm finna wrap this video up, Hands. That's the homeboy Blue Hands calling. Hey, so, yeah, now you in the car. Now you paying for protection. Just like that. When you get into it with your celly in that cell, you gotta be ready to fight to tomorrow. Like, ain't no quitting, period. Ain't no quitting until I, like, you good? Shit, you good? So it don't matter to me. If you just want to keep scrapping, we keep scrapping. Man, fuck that shit, man. See, man, don't, man, we good. However it might go, because nobody backing down. You still got to talk aggressive. But both of y'all like, hey, we're just going to beat each other up. Ain't neither one of us going to stop. But then you get an understanding. That's the understanding. Or, especially earlier in the years when I first got down there, you might mess around and have a bandit for a celly. That's what you might do. And you can't say the same thing. I'm done. Oh, his mind ain't gonna be on, okay, let me get the shot of lock. No, his mind on now, your cookies. That's what his mind on now. Facts, man. Dangerous place, man. I hope everybody can stay up out of there, man. If you on the edge, man, don't do it. Smash that like button, though. Do that. Get subscribed up, jump up in the comments. But, man, it's the life that you don't, if you don't have to go through that, you don't want to put yourself through that, right? Crazy life, bro. Crazy life. I'm gonna do a video with my brother though. I'm gonna get bored in there. I'm gonna do one with him this weekend, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Let me see back with Blue Hands won't right fast, man. Y'all already know. They said what you want to say podcast, man. It's the rock star, Mr. Rock Lokester in the building. Muhammad Speaks. Appreciate you. And I'm out.